Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Old Testament Thursday. I am so excited to be with you today. Thanks for tuning in and checking out and seeing what we've got going on today. Hey, today might be a long one, so we're going to just dive right into it. Talking about what kind of community does God want us to be? What kind of community should we be that represents God? And so we talked about who is God. We talked about who does God want us to be. Now we're going to talk about the community God wants us to be. Check out Leviticus chapter 19, starting in verse 15. It says this: "You shall do no injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great, but in righteousness you shall judge your neighbor. You shall not go around as a slanderer among your people. You shall not stand up against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. You shall not hate your brother in your heart, but you shall reason frankly with your neighbor, lest you incur sin because of him. You shall not take vengeance or bear any grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." These are commands given to the Levites, how they're supposed to conduct themselves. They were supposed to be the ones who were in charge of the courts. They handled all the personal issues, and people couldn't handle it amongst themselves. And here we find that there's a whole list of things. They're not to deny the poor. They're not supposed to just defer to the people of greatness who have stature, who have wealth. They don't just get to side with them because they're wealthy. He says you're to judge them with righteousness. He says if we have an issue with our neighbor, we're to go to them frankly. We need to address the situation. Don't just hide it and keep animosity between them, or don't be passive aggressive. Get to the heart of the issue. How often do we just let bitterness come up inside of us, let it sit there because somebody said something to us? They probably don't even know what they did to offend us or make us mad or whatever. They probably have no idea. That's why we need to go up and be frank with them. If you have an issue with somebody, tell them. Don't just keep it to yourself. And then Leviticus also tells us not to go and slander other people. Don't go around and gossip and spread lies or complain about somebody to somebody else. Because it just shows that, hey, you're passive aggressive. You're not willing to go meet that person head on, tackle the issue. Trust me, the community of God is going to be a lot better when we get rid of all this passive aggressive stuff. When we can talk to each other frankly and don't get upset. They're just trying to make you better. They're trying to make themselves better. They're going to probably point out something about you that maybe you didn't realize was an issue to them, and also, guard your heart. Don't let foolish things get in. Always go back to the Lord and see, Lord, am I wrong in this situation, or are they right in this situation? Whatever it is, have righteousness about you. Have the right intentions, not to go out and gossip about somebody. Always to judge others righteously. Not, no, don't put your own thoughts and conclusions into the scenario. Think, what would God do? Think, what does the Bible say, and be righteous about it. That way there's no, he's judging, he's doing it the wrong way. How could he? If we do it the right way, we have all the right intentions, we're going to come out and prove ourselves righteous. When we get put under scrutiny, we'll be able to be blameless in sight of others because we're not slandering others, because we're speaking to each other frankly. We're getting to the heart of the issue because we're not passive aggressive, because we're not oppressing the poor, we're not ignoring the poor, but we're not just going after and deferring to the rich people or the wealthy people or the people with great stature. In everything in this community that God wants us to be, He set apart the Levites to be the ones who were in charge of all this stuff. Well, now, the Levites were the priests of the Old Testament time. Now we have Jesus as our true and lasting high priest. So now it's left to us. We're the royal priesthood. Paul says that. And so, hey, it is now our job to make sure we're not slandering each other. We're not going around gossiping. We're not doing all this stuff. We're judging righteously. That's the community that God wants to build. That's the community that we are to be a part of. Not one that gossips about each other. Not one that judges one another wrongly. And we're not one to take sides. So today, I have a question for you. Are you doing this? Are you spreading gossip? Then stop. If you're passive aggressive, stop and get to the heart of the issue. I know it can be difficult. I know it can be uncomfortable, but it's going to be a lot more comfortable. It's going to be a lot better than keeping things bottled up inside and making you bitter. Have any of that stuff? Get it taken care of. You have an issue with somebody? Figure it out. I'm Pastor Adam. Thanks for tuning in to Old Testament Thursday. I'll see you again next time.